On most master tables and document tables that come with the base application of Business Central, there is an ability to attach documents by default. At times, we get requests where we need to attach the same document to our own custom uh, tables that we have created, or we could be in the need to extend the already created tables which don't have that functionality, for instance, maybe the bank account. So if you look at Business Central, for instance, the items table, which is a master table, there is an attachment side here on the right side. There is an ability to attach, like the bicycle. When I click on attachments, there is an attachment which contains documents. So it specifies the number of attachments and links. Maybe you need a link to this item and notes in this case. But how can we be able to create such a similar functionality in our own custom pages and tables? So ideally, the best advice I was given on Business Central when you're dealing with something that is already in the base application, if you're dealing with code, you're trying to mirror a functionality that is already created in the base application, then you need to copy the code. What I mean is, look at what the base application states in terms of that particular document and create your document based on that. Create your code based on what the base application has done. There is no need of reinventing the wheel. Like for this case, I will try and mirror the items card. I've already done that, so I'll just show you how I did it. I'll mirror the item card or item list, this part of document attachment, and recreate it on our custom table so that we can see how we can get this similar functionality in our documents.
Hii ni Tech na Msangi ya jishinde.com.
So we need the extension AZAL DevTools, AZ, so that we can be able to access the base application code in your Visual Studio Code. That's it. Where is it? This is the extension that we all need for us to be able to get to this functionality. And after we have done that, we can now go to our AL packages folder and go to the base application and search under the pages for specifically item card. And if I search for this page, I can go to the definition of the item card and I can go to attachments, I believe. And if we look at these attachments, there is a page part, which is part of the fact boxes, that is linking to the document attachment fact box. And ideally, the subpage link is this table ID and cons database item, and then the number is equal to this. So we are linking the item number of this field to this particular item. So it will only open this particular document. And again, we need to have that ability of adding notes, which is a system part. So we have this system part of links and notes. So this is easy. Once you go there, just copy this part and this part. So warning, I won't share the code for this video so that you can be able to practice, because I believe it's so easy. So there's no need of sharing the code so that you can just copy paste, but you can get from this system part and this. So this attachment documents fact box. So this is, I do have a table that basically has this functionality. Okay, I believe the table could be closed. So here is my table. The table name is custom documents table. This is the table that I created with the basic number series and all that, and the name and the remarks and of course the default number series table. My table has a primary key of number, and on insert there's everything there. Okay, don't copy this code. There's a lot of hard code here, but now I believe now you do have your own custom table that you'd like now to extend this functionality. Most importantly here is to be able to tell, to add the functionality in terms of now, what I mean, okay, let me come back here. We want to tell the document attachment table that now when I am uploading, it is now for my custom document attachment, because the document attachment management code unit contains default functionality. Like if you see here, set document attachment filters for record ref internal, it is containing functionality specific to maybe what is it, like this one is saying table has number primary key field. And when you look at the table has number primary key field, they're referring to tables like customer, sales header, sales line, sales invoice, item. So these are the tables that at least are part of the document attachment. If you look at these, they are part of the document attachment tables, and they do have the type, they do have the number. So we need to identify which table at this particular attachment we are working with, because anytime you attach your document, it goes to the document attachment table, and this is the table. Document attachment table stores your documents there. Why is it important to store your documents in the document attachment table rather than store them, these blob files, in your base table? Remember, your base table will basically be having many fields, and for you to enhance the speed of your application, it's good to use the document attachment table. And if you look at this table, it contains these fields. It has an ID, it has the table ID, it has the number, attached date, the file name, the file type, the file extension, the document reference ID attached by the user, and all this. So it will have now a link to other details that maybe are not specific to this video. So, okay, now let's go back to what we need to do to our custom table. You have said we already have the table. We have copied the part which contains this page, the document attachment details. Ideally, when we attach this table, let's just see. When you go to this, when you click on this 0 and help and support, this is the document attachment page that we are linking to. So we can see the page is document attachment details, which is mirroring the document attachment table. Now, let's go ahead and look at what is missing. Of course, we have copied, we have specified. Let me go to my page. Here is the custom page. I am using runtime 10. That's why I have not specified the table in the database format. I've used the ID directly, but I believe if you're using the current runtime, you can be able to specify the database of the table number. So in my page, I have this area of fact boxes that contains the document attachment fact box. And now these ones, you don't need to change anything. But here you need to change the reference. But ideally here, it should be database and then custom, I believe, documents table. Yeah. So this custom documents table, there's an error in runtime 9. I'm still using a version of runtime 9, which is not supported. And I believe the number was 5120. So for me, I'll have to use the number directly as the const value, but for any runtime above 9, you can be able to use the database, which is advisable. What have I done? Okay, so const 5120. Now, what else do we need? We need a way of identifying this document. we need to subscribe. We need 3 subscribers, event subscribers. If you haven't mastered the concept of event subscribers, this is not rocket science. It's just a matter of adding functionality on top of the base application. The first event subscriber will be subscribing to the on before drill down of the document attachment fact box. So before drill down, before you click on this fact box for the document attachment, for you to drill down on that document, so when you're clicking on the 0, we need to specify that if the table is the table that we have, this custom documents table, let's open this document and get this particular table so that this record reference is passed by reference. So it means now the record ref, which only recognizes the document, the pages that you have looked at, the table that you have looked at the vendor, okay, which one was it, purchase header and all that, we now make it to refer to our custom document table. And on the same, now this is on the document attachment fact box. Then on the document attachment details page that we have just opened, we need to specify on after open for record ref that the field number, okay, we are also passing it by reference here. We are specifying that now we are filtering this field. Let me go to this page so that I can be able to explain it easily. Document attachment details. So what's happening here is on open for rec. This is when we are trying to open the document attachment details for that particular record. We need to specify that it's now for our record, for this document attachment record. And again, the last one, so we need to specify that now our primary key that should be inserted in the document attachment table is the primary key. Remember, we could be calling our primary key code and all that. And by default, it's not already specified. So we also need to specify this primary key and be able to validate it. Okay, how do we subscribe to these events? I'll just use one example. This one is subscribing to the table document attachment, and this is the event. So when you go to this event, you can see that what's happening here. Basically, we are initializing fields from the record ref, and we remember we had already passed the record ref. So remember, this functionality that's going to the document attachment management that's looking for the table primary key will get a primary key out of only these tables, and it will say the primary key field is field number 1, but we need to also add our table that our primary key field is also field number this. Remember, this code won't run for our case of the record ref because it's not part of it, but there's this ability to add the functionality on after init fields from record. And when we go back to our code unit, so just a minute, let me go back to this table. Where's the table? So remember, this is the functionality that you'd like to append. Where is the table? The functionality is this. To basically validate what we need, our table just has a primary key of number. To tell this table, if it was a line number, you'll add 2 functionalities. But for us, it's just, if you had composite primary keys, then say state the line number and the document number. But for our case, we only have 1 primary key. This is in the case where you need maybe to attach in the lines. But for our case, we are only attaching in the header, and we are validating the number with this value. So the same functionality, this functionality is what we are mirroring here. What kind of familiarity do you need if maybe you're getting confused? Read about field refs, read about record refs so that you can at least be able to do this easily. And then master event subscription. So we need, okay, how do you subscribe to event sub? And then at least you can know what you're trying to do here. Understand what was being done. It was basically adding that primary key. Remember, this document attachment functionality is generic. It's working. The table is storing so many document attachments for different documents. What we are trying to tell it is, for this attachment that I'm doing, it is for my particular document. So once you are there, just the event sub, and then you can use the snippet and then change the table to the table, and then the particular table, the event, and then ideally here we are saying the on after init field should be part of the naming of the function, and you should state what you are doing. I am updating the primary key on after init field. So after that, that's it. That's everything that you need for you to add the custom functionality to your document attachment table. You need 5 steps. The first one, okay, let's test the functionality. I've already published, so I won't need to go back and publish again. But my table is known as the custom documents table. Okay, the custom documents page, because of the table, we are testing the remark. Okay, and then in our attachments, when you click on the attachment page, it opens this attachment area, and you have the ability to add the attachment. And I do have this attachment added, and when I close, it will add. I can add a link here, maybe to whichever site that I want, and then a description for the link, so you can know that maybe this document is associated with the link, and I can add a note. So this is how we are able to do it, and we see the documents appearing on this side. And if we go to a new record, we can still be able to add a document, and it will be specific to this record. And the filtering, the field that we are adding, is to be able to make sure that the primary key is inserted and the field remains. It is telling us the type is extension, this is the user who has added it, the time, and everything. And that's how you mirror the functionality. Let me do a recap of the steps. First of all, in your document attachment page, in your custom page, make sure you have these fact boxes. And these ones, I've got them from the card, the item card for my case, but you can choose whichever card you want to attach. Maybe if it is you want to attach to lines, then you'll need to use maybe the purchase line and look at how it has been implemented. Once you have done that, we now need to subscribe to the document attachment fact box page on before drill down. Look at what is happening on before drill down. So here we need to specify the custom table. Which table are we using? On before drill down. And then on after open for record ref. Go back there in the document attachment details page. This is the page that opens when we are trying to open this particular document attachment details. We need to filter to our particular record ref, and then on after init fields from record ref, so that we can specify that our primary key is this field, so that once we upload, we can be able to filter to a specific document, so that if you don't do this, when you open your page, you'll see everything. You'll see all documents for that record ref. So that's it for this video. Go and read this. For more information, just go to the Microsoft Learn, read about how to manage attachments, links, and notes on cards and documents. This documentation is great and detailed. Go to this Microsoft Learn. I will share a link to this documentation so that you can be able to go and see whatever is in here and understand the document attachment functionality for more details. So that's it for this video on attaching documents to our custom pages or to our custom tables and pages. I will see you in the next video. May God bless you.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so that you don't miss the next one.